So today we are going to talk about charts, and I've invited my colleague Leandro from technical support team. Hi Leandro, how are you doing?
Hello guys.
So Leandro is going to help me here with the example. The idea is to show you how to implement real-time charts inside Scriptcase application. Okay, so just to explain you the steps, we have here the Fusion Charts library, which is the library that Scriptcase uses for the charts in general. And this library is really powerful, and it is a paid library that if you use a Scriptcase, you don't need to pay because it's included inside Scriptcase already. So the idea is to show you our chart application and everything you can do with our chart application, and also to give you this an understanding about the library and how you can implement this library manually inside Scriptcase using this example for the real-time charts. Okay, so if you go here to Fusion Chart website, you can see product features, and inside features you can see all the options they have available, and most of the charts you can see here are already implemented inside Scriptcase chart application. I'm going to show you a little bit, but there are some other examples that Scriptcase is not able to do for now automatically, but you can implement manually using the library. So you just need to go here to the website, study the library a little bit, and then bring to Scriptcase. And we are going to show you how to do it today. If you go to our YouTube channel, you will see that we have another example. It's YouTube slash Scriptcase videos, the YouTube channel. And there we have, let me find here, here, okay. So the webinar today is very similar to this one, but this one is using a specific library from Fusion Charts, which is only for maps. Okay, so I'm going to paste this video for you guys to see later if you want to study more about this topic. So I'm going to paste here the link for this webinar we did, so you can review. It's a similar example today, but this one is using a different library from Fusion Charts. Okay, so today we are going to use this area here for the real-time charts, and we are going to explore this part of the library. It's different from the other one we did for the maps, but it's a similar example because we will need to implement inside blank application from Scriptcase. But again, this library, it's a paid one, and if you use inside Scriptcase, you don't need to pay because it's already included inside Scriptcase license. Okay, so it's good to have this skill because then you can explore more the library and with no extra costs. I don't know if you guys have questions so far. Okay, as I told you before, you can stop me anytime for questions. Okay. So this is the example we are going to play here inside Scriptcase to show you how to build this real-time chart. And here, before we go to the example itself with Leandro, I'm going to show you a little bit of the chart application itself. I'm going to overview the chart application now, so you can see what you can do using a Scriptcase chart application in general, and then you can see an advanced implementation with the library itself. Okay. Okay, I have here a question from Aurelian. He says that he's interested in multi-series charts. Yes, for this option, you can use the Scriptcase itself. You won't need to use the library manually. I'm going to show now. So here we have my Scriptcase. I've created a project. Let me just close and open again. It's a simple project using a sample database. So charts, I have no application, 0. Okay, I'm going to open this project, and I'm going to create a chart application here. And first, as I said, I'm going to divide this webinar in 2 parts. During the first part, I'm going to overview the chart application, and second part with Leandro, we are going to see how to implement the real-time charts using the library itself. Okay, so I'm going to open a new application chart, and I have here a couple of tables, sample tables, and I'm going to choose one table called sales. Okay, this table is nice because then I have date, region, product category, product, customer name. So this is a good table for us to exemplify a chart application. I'm going to create, and the chart application, it's similar for the it's similar to the grid application. You can change the SQL. You can do whatever you want with the SQL to create the chart, and it's like a summary application, but in graphics. Okay, so here for me, in order for me to create my chart application, here for us to create our chart, I will just drag and drop here the fields. So let's say I want to create a chart with the region, for example, and date, and I'm going to count the amount of sales. Okay, so here we are using two different dimensions. I have region and then date. I can choose here the period of date. So let's say I wanna see monthly, and I wanna see again yearly. Okay, so you have this option here. You can drag the field date more than once to the dimension area. And here I'm going to choose the metrics. I can drag more than one metric as well. Let's drag and drop sales and profit. And here we are going to choose the function, if you want to sum or variance, count, etc. Okay, so this is what you can do automatically here with chart application from Scriptcase. And then you have the option for sorting, search, the chart settings itself, and we can change here everything. And I'm going to run the application, and Scriptcase is going to deliver me a chart. For this case, we are using a bar chart, I guess, the default option. As we can see here, we have two metrics and two dimensions. I can customize the chart dynamically. I will remove one of the metrics. So I have only sum of sales according to the regions. And then if I click, I see the data according to the months, because this is the second metric I have here. I can modify and do something like that. Put year first. So if I go here, I see the months and then I see the year. And Scriptcase will build the chart application according to my commands, and I can use the drill down options like this, or I can do as Aurelian was asking with the charts in multi-series. So I just need to disable here the option to use drill down, and Scriptcase will do the chart like this. So I have the regions according to the year, because I have here year of date. Okay, and then I see all the information here on the same chart. If I decide to use drill down, then Scriptcase will build like this. I have to navigate to see the dimensions. Okay, I guess this is what you need, Aurelian. So you can do this with the Scriptcase chart application, really simple like that. You don't need the library itself, because from behind the Scriptcase is using the library, but Scriptcase is managing everything. Okay, so this is what you can do, and you have the options here inside customize, custom button for you to manipulate the chart in runtime inside the generated application. So the idea is you to choose here the fields, and then if you, for example, I don't want to start the chart, I don't want to start the application using all the metrics and all the dimensions, but I want to leave the fields there so the final user can choose and build their charts. So you just need to, for example, I want to have a default chart with the region and date monthly. Okay, and then the year will be available there inside the application. The same thing here for sales and profit. I can just start the chart application with the sales and profit will be available, but not in the initial application. So let's run again to see here the difference. So now I have the default chart with region and then month, okay? And if I go here to custom, I can see that I have year available and I have profit available. I can change and rebuild my chart application. And Scriptcase is using from behind the Fusion chart library, and we are generating everything with Ajax. So you don't need to reload the page, okay? Let me see here another question. What if the chart is generated from a summary grid application? Could your mood series be available? Yes, we have these options inside chart application as well. And it's new from Scriptcase 9. Let me test here quickly. So we have grid application. Let's do it with the orders application, or the orders table, sorry. Okay, so we can group by. Inside the grid application, we have charts. If you see here inside the summary option, we have the options to build charts as well. So you don't have that many options as you have inside the chart application. The chart application, it's more complete. So here you have some basic functions. So let's do a group by so we can have the dimensions and metrics for the charts. I will create static group by. And let's use the same thing we can do here with the employee and order date. Okay, so it's going to be monthly, and the metric will be order, price order, the total for the orders. So here inside the grid application, I have two options to add the dimensions, the metrics. I have the grid metrics and I have the summary. So I need to do for both if I want to see inside the summary as well. Let's run the grid application. Sorry, I forgot the name. Okay, so here we have the grid application. Then I go for summary. I see here the summary, and then I can see the chart. Okay, so here we have the employees, and then we have the months. So let me go back here to chart options. Both synthetic and analytical. Display varies.
Essa opção dele, ele não quer
Não.
mostrar a série, né?
Multi-series. It's analytical, right? I guess yes. So if you want to start to see only the chart application, you can go here to grid models and set the chart as default. So this is going to be the initial model for the grid application. In this way, you have the chart, the application starting with the chart. Yeah, so let me run through the summary again. So we can choose just one area here to see. So this is how this is multi-series as well. You don't have the same layout because this application is it's more basic, but this is a multi-series chart. Maybe you can modify here and choose a different chart type. They have some options here. Scriptcase has offers here some options. So maybe if you change here, you can have similar. I guess they're using 3D. Maybe if you add this 2D, let me find here. Vertical, 3D, okay, 2D. Let me try again. So is it more or less what you need? Yeah, if you use the 2D option, it's better because then you have similar view than you have with the chart option. Okay, so you just need to create the group by, and then here inside chart settings, you will choose the summary chart type as analytical. If you choose synthetic, then it's going to be only with the drill down option, and you can choose both, starting by analytic or starting by synthetic. This is the default option, starting by synthetic. So if you start by synthetic, you can, inside the chart application, choose here to change. But as you can see, here is not, uh, you need to choose and apply. It's not the same with the chart application itself. Okay, so back here to the chart application, let me just see if there is more questions. Okay, not for now. Coming back here to the chart application, I just want to show you the couple of options before I send to Leandro. That many things you can do already with the chart application. So you don't need to bring the library Fusion charts to do things inside the Blink application. We are just showing this option for you guys today because this is something you cannot do with the chart application. Okay, but then before you go to the library, I recommend you to explore here inside the application because it offers many options for you to build your chart. I'm going to show you here inside charts options that you can also do the same thing we were doing now, like choose if you want multi-series or drill down. The default option is drill down, but you can start with multi-series as well, or you can change inside the application as I was showing before. You have options here to choose, for example, themes. If you want to customize the themes, so inside this area, you can create themes for this application. We have here more options of themes that you can use. Or if you don't like, you can go here and customize to create your own theme. Okay, so if you customize inside the application using this option theme, you're going to customize only for this chart you are building, just for this application. If you want to create a major theme for all applications you create in the future, then you can use the same option we have inside layout chart themes. So if you create your chart theme here, it means that you'll be able to use inside your script case in general. So you choose here the level, if it's a public, project, or user, and then you create the template. You can copy from one from Scriptcase. For example, you can get this one, view, and then you can copy. You will choose the level, public, project, or user. Let's say it's public. My chart template, and copy. So it's going to copy the chart template for you. Here inside public, we have already. And then here we can edit. So it's the same interface. You will just go here and customize the theme. You can change background color, and customize all the functions, save, and then use inside your chart application. If we go back to the chart application now, this new theme will be here. Okay, so this is also really handy for the chart application templates, and you can preview here according to the chart type. So this is just a preview. You can go here and preview the theme inside each type of chart. Okay, and this is also nice for you to preview the chart types. So inside themes, you can have this option to preview the theme and the chart types. Okay. Then we have settings options, just with the, for example, those are the available charts you have. Let's say you don't want to give permission to all the charts to your final user, because it's going to be, let me run this chart again. The available charts will be here inside chart types. So here you can choose the final user will be able to choose all the chart types. So if you wanna reduce the options, you can just go here and unclick the chart types. Okay, here you choose if the chart is responsive or not. You can also use the chart with the initial model as filter. So let's say you want to filter the chart before you start. So you can go here to initial model and change to filter. So it's going to start by a filter and not by the chart. Okay, I need to choose some fields here. Select fields. For the search, I need to select some fields. Okay, now we have a search application. Then I look for example, product and search. Okay, so this is an option you have. You can start the chart application using search, as you do within the grid application. This is also new from Scriptcase 9. And then you have more options for you to customize your chart here inside settings. You have toolbar to choose the buttons. This is basic here. And then just to finish the chart presentation, I want to talk about the search options, okay? Because you have different types of search, and you have search here. This is what we call user search, because it's a search type that the final user can choose the criteria is inside the chart itself. So if I open this search option, I will choose, for example, fields here, and then according to the field type, I'll have different options for the component. Okay, so here we are talking about the date type field. So I can use a date range, I can use actual periods, relative periods, or seasonal periods. If I choose, for example, actual periods, I'll have here the options to select actual periods. If I choose relative period, I can have the options here as well. And now we are adding more options here for the new version we are releasing for the next week. So let's say I want to use current year, last year, and next year. And then I say OK. And this date field will be like that. I can also choose if it's simple select or multiple select. And I have the option seasonal, where I can have seasonal periods as well. So here I can choose, for example, the quarters, and it's going to be available for me to choose inside the chart application. And I can have the date field more than once as well. So let's say here I have seasonal, and here I have relative period, as we were doing before. So I have two date fields. For product category, which is a simple field, I can choose here if it's select or multi-select box. I can choose a lookup, okay, or I can choose a default value as well. And you have different options according to the field type. This quantity, you have here the option to choose a function, or just to show actual values, and etc. So it's a very nice search option that we have inside the chart application. So if you run, the option will appear here, so you can select, and the chart is going to change dynamically here according to the search you do. Okay. Yeah, this one was not good because the data we have, it's from old years. So that's why it's not showing here current year, last year, next year. But this is just to show you the option for the user search. So you have the user search, you have the advanced search, which is the advanced application as a model inside the chart. Same thing we have with the grid application. This one I was just showing before. And we have the dynamic search. This is also another option. The dynamic search is it's more simple. You just select the fields and it's going to be available inside the application as a button, not inside the same way we have with the user search. So this is just for you to understand the difference between the three different search types. Okay, so let me see here the questions. My summer option with filtering between dates when I export. Okay, Aurelian. Um, he's asking about export, and then inside we are releasing this new version by these days, and we have here, maybe I can show you an option for you to choose how the export will be, the level, and what you need to what you're going to include within the export. If we have some time, I can show you when we finish. Okay, but regarding the total, I'm not sure. I need to check. I guess we lost here the. Let me log again. Uh, okay, do you guys have questions regarding chart in general? Because now I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to call my colleague Leandro to show the manual implementation. Let me just finish here the search option. Okay, run. Okay, so as you can see, we have the three types of search here. We have the dynamic search. The dynamic search, you add the fields here and apply. Okay. The advanced search is like a search application. It navigates and then you search. It's more when you need to start using this application to have a filtered chart. And then you have the user search. This one here we saw with the dates, with interesting date options. Okay, so the final search option we have inside the chart application is this one here, search, which is not a search option. This is just for you to start the chart, like fix it with that search. Let's say you want to show only product equal to, I don't know, let me see the product options. Product category equal to beverage, let's say. So let me bring here product category equal to beverage. So it's going to bring the chart application only with this this category. Okay, it's going to affect the SQL. So you will not able to modify the chart. It's fixed only with this category. Okay. So I hope you did understand the difference between the search options. Is it clear, Leandro?
It's clear.
Yeah, because there are many options. I was always asking myself, oh my God, what's the difference between so many search options? Okay, so I would like just to overview the chart application for you before Leandro show the options with Fusion Chart, because then you can see that you can do many things inside charts from Scriptcase. But if you need to go further and if you need to do something more advanced, you can study the library and bring it to Scriptcase using the steps Leandro is going to show now.
Hello guys, a pleasure to be here. I'm Leandro. We're going to start now by doing the implementation using the Fusion Chart library. So basically, we're going to be using a blank type of applications. to make this kind of chart. So I'm gonna click here, new application, and I'm gonna select the blank type of application. I'm gonna call it dual chart. And then I'm gonna create the application. The first thing we need to do to create the chart is to import the Fusion Chart library. Scriptcase already comes with the Fusion Chart library, like Marcia said. We're just going to call it inside the blank application to be able to use the library.
Yeah, before you import, let me just show them. If you go here inside the documentation, let me see if it's going to come in English. No, it's in Portuguese. We need to show on the website, because then there you can see what libraries you have already inside Scriptcase. So documentation, read online. Okay, so if you go here to macros, it's the SC library or lib. I guess it's, yeah, here. Okay, so those are the libraries we have already inside Scriptcase. PHP libraries, we have TC PDF for you to print PDFs. We have F PDF, Excel, and RTF. So this one is the PHP Excel one. We did examples before with that. And JavaScript libraries, we have jQuery, jQuery Checkbox, jQuery Block UI, TinyMCE, jQuery Touch Punch, Go.js, which is a paid library we have inside Scriptcase, also for free, and Fusion Charts, paid library included inside Scriptcase, also for free. Okay, so those, because this is maybe you are guessing how you can know the libraries. If you need to import a different library, then you just go and use the option for external libraries. If you want to bring a library to Scriptcase that is not included, you can use the option external libraries. For the example today that Leandro is showing, we won't need to import the library because it's already included inside Scriptcase.
Make the import of the library, like we are saying. We need it is a JavaScript library, so we need to build write JavaScript code. So we need to close the PHP, and then here we need to call a script tag, and then call here the path to the library. So inside Scriptcase, you can find the Fusion Chart library on this path here. I'm gonna build a variable here called prod, and then I'm gonna use this this path here to take the path to the library. So I'm gonna use this. And we are using this way here because if you are using Scriptcase in development environment, the path to the prod is one. If you are using your Scriptcase in the production environment, the path to the library is going to be another one. So we're going to use this variable here that we can have access to the path of the prod, both inside the development area and on the production environment also.
Okay, let me just zoom a little bit here.
So here we have we are on the development environment, so we can find the library here on third. Let me check here. This is the path. I'm gonna copy all the code. And so what I am doing here is setting this variable here called prod with the path to the Fusion chart JS file that is inside Scriptcase 30 Fusion chart. This is the complete path here. So if I run this application, if I go and echo here the prod, you guys can see the complete path of the library. So this is the path to the Fusion chart JS file. So we're basically just calling this file here inside the blank application. So we close the PHP tag here and start the script tag. And here I'm gonna make an echo and the value of the variable. I need to open the PHP tag because we are writing PHP. This and finish here. Can run the application to see if it's working. Just comment here. You can check here the page, the source code. So this is the code inside the library, the Fusion chart library. So it's working.
So this is just to make sure that the library is being called correctly.
Yes. Close here. To be able to use this library Fusion chart, we also need the jQuery to be imported inside the blank application. So I can come here on Google and ask for jQuery. And I can find unhosted libraries of Google. I can search for jQuery here. This is the piece of code just to import the jQuery to the application. So we're going to place it here. And now it's working. Next step, we need to create a function that will render our chart application. So we're going to come here in programming and PHP methods and go to new method and create a method called render chart. So create here. And this function, we are be adding three parameters on it. And the first one is going to be the chart type. And the second one is going to be the render ID. This render ID here is the ID of the div. We are going to be creating a div to render our chart. So this ID is just the ID of the HTML div. And the third one is the interval, the refresh time of our chart. So we're going to save here. And this is the function created. If we go here to the Fusion chart,
let's close it. You need to open again. Yeah.
I already have the code here in my notepad, so we're going to be using this piece of code here. You can find this piece of code here inside the Fusion chart documentation. So if you're going to come here to charts, you guys can see all the available charts inside this the Fusion chart library. It's a little bit slow.
Yeah, I was showing before, right? That one inside features. No, it's
Yes. So
yeah. You can implement only for this 6 options here, right?
yes.
Area, column, line, stack area, and stack column.
And
Which one are you
time.
using? This one, right? The
Yes.
dual y-axis. Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Let me just close here the tab so we don't. Okay.
For this example, we are using a JSON format file. So if you guys come here to the Fusion Chart website, you guys can see uh, that you can use a JSON format or an XML format. We're going to be using the JSON. It's this one here. I just copy it again. So we have a problem loading here the page, but it's this one here. Let's click here. So we're gonna copy here and we're gonna place it here on inside the function we just created. So basically, we're gonna be using the chart type and the render ID, like we said, and the interval that our chart application is gonna be refreshing. So let me come back here. And now we need to create a div. It's a container where our chart is going to be rendered. So I'm going to create a div here and give it an ID, div ID. And it's okay now. Come here. And after we create the div, we just need to call here our function we just created. It's render chart, the name, and we're gonna pass 3 parameters. A real-time line is the type of the chart we're gonna be creating, so we're gonna pass real-time. The second one is the render ID that we're gonna be render our chart, and the third one is the time in seconds. So the refresh time is going to be with 1 second. So let me just copy here.
And the minimum is 1 second. Can you put less? Or...
You can put less. For example, I can do this one. For example, and I'm gonna let it with 1. So I'm gonna come here and call the function we just created here.
So here inside the type, you can change and use all the types from.
Yes. I'm just gonna change here the div render because this is the div ID we just created. So this here gonna be div ID, and this is the second 1 second to be refreshing the application. We can run it already, and the application will create a chart. But we need to take the values from the database. We need to create another one application, blank application, to retrieve the data from the database that we're going to be displaying here.
And then it's going to depend on what you need to display inside the chart.
Yes. And here on our function, we are making an Ajax call to a file. Here is the path to the third application. So we're going to make an Ajax request here to another file. So we're going to have to create this file. So I'm going to create here a new application, blank application. Let me create here blank and call it chart values. So basically this one application here is going to be retrieving the data that we need to show here on our chart application. I'm going to create it here. So we just created here the application. So let me take the other piece of code that we're going to be using here. Just a moment. So the piece of code that we're going to use here to retrieve the data from the chart to be displayed is this one. All this code is going to be available. We're going to be sending to you guys this code. So this here, basically, we are returning a JSON type of code. And so let me save here. We are making a lookup here on the database. So we're gonna taking the sum of this field and the phrase from the others, and we are sending back as a JSON format. Okay.
Then it's going to be able to use inside the, and this select you can do. This is just an example, right?
Yes, you can change the select here according to your needs. So according to what type of information you want to display on the chart. So let me save here. We're gonna back now to the first application we just created, the dual chart. And we're gonna make an Ajax request here on the method to this application here. So if you guys see here, uh, I'm gonna erase here. And we are making an Ajax call to this application here, chart values, that this is this one here we created now. We are making a request of the type post, and we expect the data to be returned is a JSON file. Okay, so let me save here. Let me generate the source code of this application, and then we're gonna run the dual chart application and see it working. Then it's running, so we are retrieving the data from the database from the second blank application, chart values, and we are returning those values to the first one blank, so with a JSON format, like we said. And here we are calling the function and are refreshing in real time. So we are making the refresh in 1 second, as you guys can see. But I can make it, for example, like Marcia asked it, I can make
like half second, right?
Yes, so
It's quicker.
A little quicker, so you guys can see here. Also, you guys can see all of those options here in the documentation of the Fusion chart. So, for example, we are building a chart application with this size. So, if I want to make it larger, I can come here, for example, let me see, and make, for example,
bigger.
Make it bigger. And I can make all the changes here on the values. So let us run the application.
So all the options there you can customize.
Yes. So we're going to be talking here about these options here. The ID is the chart ID. So we are making an equal PHP here with the chart ID. The chart ID is the real time here that we send it with the first parameter. Let's go back there. The chart type, sorry. The render ID is where the chart is going to be rendered. So this is the div. Okay. The ID is just a unique ID. So I could just add any value here. It just needs to be a unique value. You don't need to care about this.
So most important are chart types that you can change and use the options. Go there to the documentation so we can see the options again. So we can use area. If I want to choose, for example, I don't know, column, or how do I change the chart type? Yeah, then you would have to change only the name.
The name, yes.
Okay.
just change the name of the chart type, and then you can change between different types of charts. Our internet here is not.
Do you guys have questions regarding this implementation?
So here, customizing charts.
Leandro did. I don't know if you understood the steps. So basically, import the library. I mean, not import, but call the library. Choose the database and set the database, and then bring the function.
Yes, yes.
Piece of code. It's not that hard to implement.
Yes, and like I said, all those options here you can find in the documentation. You can add more parameters here. You can modify. For example, here we are using Google and Dell, just the example here, and this is the label. You can change the label. So you can change it here.
So this is just a sample.
Yeah, it's just a sample. You can.
And you can add more values as well inside this.
You can add more here and make it, all those kinds of documentation. All those kinds of changes, you can find it in the documentation.
Okay. Is there questions, Guy, regarding this you just saw from Leandro? How can I maximize the chart for the rolling screen to be responsive?
Well, you need to give a value to the width and to the height. You're always gonna need to
pass a value.
Yes.
But does it need to be in pixels?
Here we are making pixel. I believe you need to put it in pixel.
But since you are building the div, you can customize as well, because this is basically Fusion charts. They are responsive. I don't know if this one it's going to be automatically. No.
Maybe there is an option.
Yeah, we need to see inside the documentation, because for Scriptcase itself we have this option, so they must have the option as well.
Yes, we can. It's because our internet is not helping us.
We can check them.
You can check here in the customizing chart attributes. You can let me see here. Real timeline dual.
Is it possible to refresh tables similar to charts? What do you mean, Otavio? Because then chart application is just selecting data, so then it's not changing anything inside the database. Just what would you need to do then? Sometimes we need to show tables along with charts.
So you are asking if we can create a table here inside this screen?
No, I guess this is not the question.
Tables similar to charts. Well, I don't think. Yes, you can do it using the Ajax. You can make an implementation, and you're basically gonna do the same thing here we did. You're gonna be using an Ajax function and retrieve the values here like we did. And then with those values you can update a table. So but you're gonna make it different, because you're gonna have to make it all in hand. You're gonna have to make a table and then call the Ajax function and then refresh it manually. So it's a little bit different here, but yes, you can do it.
Okay. So, okay.
But I think that for this option, Marcia, the grid application already has a refresh time, so you can set the refresh time of a grid application.
Yes, it has.
And you can show the data.
Our chart application as well. Let me show here. I guess we have a grid application. We have the option for refresh time inside the grid application, inside dashboard as well, and inside chart.
So if you use this option, you don't need to make an Ajax request because you are already making a refresh in real time.
Yeah, and this for those applications, Scriptcase has the options already.
The difference here in the chart application is because we are not refreshing the whole page. We are just making an Ajax call and getting the values, retrieving the values. So we're not making a complete page refresh.
Yeah, and then we are going just to verify the responsive stuff, and we can add. I'm going to add this video later to our YouTube page, and there you're going to be able to get the project and the examples inside the comments of the videos, and I'm going to put there this option for we can comment inside the code. I don't know. I'll try to check here with Leo, and I will add this to the video. Okay.
Yes, yes, we can. I can check if we can make it responsive. Of course, we can because Scriptcase already does that, and you can make it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a parameter or so that we
Yes,
need to
yes.
change. Okay. Yeah, is there more question, guys? Okay, no. So I guess we are done for today. I would like to thank Leandro. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you, guys.
coming here to show a little bit.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I hope to see you here more time, more times. And yes, we're finishing for today. Thank you very much for attending, and I wish you a really nice weekend. Okay.